If you watched my spoiler-free review, welcome back. Obviously, this is the remnants of my review on Mile 22. If you have not seen my spoiler-free review, this review is going to be riddled with spoilers. This is where I sort of talk about the specific things I liked, didn't like. Obviously, I gave this 2 and a little bit of extra in a third shot is my review for this movie. Didn't love it. Really wanted to like it, so we're going to get into some of that right now. First things first in the spoiler review, gonna rip the band-aid off, get the big one out of the way. I hated the ending of this movie. And I'm usually not one to hate on endings that a lot of people hate. I can kind of go, well, that's how that story should have ended, especially those really like abrupt endings. This one, just like, the twist just did not hit for me. I don't really, I feel like it was unnecessary. I feel like they told the story, they completed it. They could have used a little bit of something poignant at the end, but this major twist, it was just maybe like fan service, like or it was just trying to like please crowds or try to get something for people to talk about. I thought it was dull. I thought it was dumb. It just didn't. It seemed like it was designed to have a much bigger punch than it did. I'm gonna get in trouble doing these. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. So, ending I didn't like. I really liked it up to the ending, except what I said in the spoiler-free review is, you know, I liked how tactical and accurate it seemed, or at least appeared to be, throughout. But then there were so many little typical action movie moves that were not realistic, which is fine for an action movie. I do not need my action movies to be realistic, but this one was so realistic at times, and then it had story elements that were just really far-fetched, like the fight scene in the medical room. One, people would have been there to break up that fight way before he finished those 2 guys off, but even that, this martial arts high kicking thing, I love it. I love that. He actually starred in the Raid and the Raid 2. The Raid 2, I think, is one of the. It is easily one of the top 10 action movies of all time. And that's not blasphemy. Like, that movie is incredible, and it's a lot of that kicking and stuff. But it fits through the whole tone. It just kind of is like out of nowhere in this one, and it just doesn't fit with the rest of the movie, which is very like tactical and shooting. To have this like crazy martial arts fight, that seemed really out of place. Even though it was fun to watch, it was out of place. Ronda Rousey, she wasn't terrible here, but she's not good, and she's not even a good fighter anymore. So I don't know why we got to shoehorn her into something. They gave her a couple little one-liners. I honestly don't even mind that she was in the movie, but the couple little one-liners they gave her, they were pretty flat. They were pretty fucking lame. I felt like there were a lot of missed opportunities in it too, and they rushed through some of it, which I guess I'm okay with. Like one thing I didn't like and I liked, which sort of like sums up this whole movie, is the opening credits. The way they sort of rush through all of Wahlberg's characters' like childhood, why he was so hyper intelligent, what happened to his family, why he has the rubber band, how he deals with stuff. Like, they rush through all of that in this like weird voiceover thing. I thought it felt really weird and forced, but I was sitting there in the theater and I was like, okay, this is really weird and forced, but I don't necessarily want to spend 20 minutes of the movie watching this kid and having these long scenes trying to like explain all of that. So yeah, just kind of they sort of forced it into that credit sequence, and then we're done. We got it, we get it, we know where this guy's coming from somewhat, and then Wahlberg's performance helped deliver a lot of the rest of it. Had they not done that, had they not explained it at all, you'd be sitting there watching him in that like that manic state. Like, what in the fuck is wrong with this guy? And it would have put me out of the movie really, really early on. So I thought that was actually a good move. For those of you watching at home, That's 5 shots of whiskey in a very, very short... There it goes. Very, very short amount of time. I don't know if this is a good idea. If you like the booze review element of this, let me know in the comments. If I don't get any comments, I may not be able to keep this up. But one thing I was going to say, and I'm telling you, I promise this is real whiskey. I get foggy once I get to the tail end of my spoiler-free review, so hang with me. I just had a thought. Oh, okay. So one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is when they do this shit where they have like surveillance camera footage and they zoom in and it's blurry. You can't see like someone handing off a package or something. And then they just go, "Can you enhance that?" And they go, "Yeah." And they hit a couple of keys and it enhances. And you're like, "Oh, yep, there it is. There's whatever." You can read a fucking postage stamp on the package. Total bullshit. Not possible. Technology does not exist for that. Not nearly to that degree whatsoever. But in this movie, there was that moment where they were the motorcycles put something on the side of the Jeep, and it looked like they were going to make that move, that typical cliche move. And they, even though they're this elite team with all this most advanced technology, they didn't do it. They showed multiple angles, and they did show like a close-up of a bomb, but it was real quick, and it was no enhanced thing. I believe that was in someone's head, like, okay, that's what I'm seeing. Like, someone put it together, like, that is what we're witnessing. Is that happening? But it's all through these blurry, different camera angles, and they're like, yes, that is what just happened. And then it explodes. I thought not that was great. It was just accurate. Thank you for just being accurate with that. No one's ever accurate with that. I fucking hate it. It's stupid. It's lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy writing, and I really hate it. I don't know if I can say anything more about that. But I think that's my thoughts on Mile 22. I'm a little disappointed. It's not really a summer movie. It's kind of I'd say rent it at best, unless you're just really into the subject matter. If you're into the tactical shootout kind of stuff, check it out. I mean, you'll like it. You may not love it, but there are way better movies to be had. I'm excited about a few coming up. I will be reviewing more on this channel, especially as long as the views keep going up and up. So be sure to hit the like button. That'll help this video get seen. Be sure to comment. Be sure to share it. But I will keep making these as long as you keep watching them. But thanks for checking this one out, and we'll see you next time.